All right, YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Rilo again. Welcome back to Rilo Talks. Today we're gonna be looking at a video talking about Rampage Jackson getting arrested finally. And also it's gonna discuss kind of like the dynamic between him and his father. But yeah, we're gonna dive into this, guys. It's a bad situation. But I'm glad I got to cover it. So I think it's very important.
This is breaking news. After doing the unthinkable and beating a man, what I saw damn near to death on stream, Raja Jackson is finally arrested for his responsibility in those actions. And I'm not gonna lie, this is something that we need to see more often, especially with the streaming community and the lack of consequences that get handed down from these bigger platforms.
When did that happen? That was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It has been 3 to 4 weeks since Raja Jackson has beat a man almost to death before he is arrested. Boy, I can't wait to be a celebrity or something.
Just society as a large when it comes to these streamers. After seemingly doing the unthinkable for millions of people to see on different video platforms, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Raja Jackson was skating free for the past month, to be quite honest with you, with no charges being brought down from anybody from like the police department or even Stu. I think that they were waiting for Stu to come out of,
And also, has anybody noticed there's just been a super high rate of very violent crimes in the last month that seem to be done from by all people not on the level mentally. Like we have the girl getting stabbed on the light rail in Charlotte. You had Raja. You had the Charlie Kirk shooting. It's a lot of super violent mainstream crimes that are just really issues with mental health. And to have so many back to back to back to back, it's starting to scream something is wrong with this country.
the coma that he was in, or the hospitalized state that he was in. And then after he got out of that, they finally went and picked him up. But it was just amazing and stunning to me that like nobody found it weird that Raja was just living his life with no charges. They literally should have picked him up the next day. And I would point that to the support system that he
Facts.
does have. But honestly, during that time, his father, Rampage Jackson, was doing some very strange things about him and his name in the media. He's just got a very weird father, guys. I don't know what else to say, but this is not a good support system for him.
Are you at all worried?
Weird and aggressive. Like he's a super aggressive male. Like for no reason, bro. You had your titles, you did your time, and sit the fuck down and just be a normal dad. Be a chill person. Like just listen to the way this man talks. Like I don't even know yet all that he says, but just listen to the way this man talks. Everything that comes out of Rampage Jackson's mouth is aggressive, so it's no wonder that his kids are mentally unstable and aggressive.
About his well-being?
Yeah, it's my son. I am worried about his well-being. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
All right, so why you asking me some stupid ass?
Well,
You can't have a normal conversation with somebody. He asks you a question. You can't just be like, yes, I care about my son, but this is how I raise my kid. Why you got man like he's an idiot? You're freaking idiot. Why you ask me a question? Because you're in an interview, sir. You're in a freaking interview. This is not just for me, the interviewer. This is for the people watching. Maybe they want to know this. Maybe they want to know this answer.
can I be real with you? I can't imagine what it would feel like to see my son do that. I also don't think I would cut my son off if he did that.
What?
So, if you are worried about his well-being, why are you not talking to him?
Cause he dishonored my name, and
But he's still your
he
son.
listen. I know he's my son. I'm not cutting him off for forever. I just haven't talked to him.
But this is the worst moment of his
I-
life. He needs you now more than ever.
Now listen, I talked to him after this happened, and he hid the fact that he did this, and he put my other kids at danger based off what the other people said, and I just can't talk to him right now. I just can't.
Like, what kind of situation are we talking about where somebody is sitting in waits for the police to come and literally put handcuffs on them? He's getting dragged on the internet on all sides. There's no side of the internet that was supporting him. He can't even turn to his father. That's just a bad situation, because you would expect your father to at least speak to you. I'm not even saying that he has to praise the actions that you do, condone any of the
I
actions.
support
just can't
you,
even speak
but
to your father.
just to give you just to give you like, sometimes you need your mom or dad, even when the situation is going to go bad. For instance, when I got in my divorce, my dad didn't sugarcoat shit for me. That I was going to be miserable for the next year, that things were not going to look my way financially in the divorce between a male and a female, the things that could potentially happen with my daughters, stuff like that. He didn't sugarcoat shit for me, but it was nice to have somebody tell me the direction that my life, hey, your life is about to go in this direction. It's going to suck for a while, but you can pull yourself up. Um, that's so important. That is the point of parents, in my opinion. Like, your parents aren't supposed to sugarcoat life for you or make your life easier. Your parents are just supposed to give you uh, comfort in the fact of whether your life is going good or bad, that your life is still worth living. Your life has meaning. That is the point of a parent.
I know that that kid was going through it before the police ultimately came and picked him up. Now, to give Raja and Rampage's relationship a little bit of bail, person that did break him out of jail with paying his $50,000 bond was Rampage Jackson. And I mean, that's the least he could do for his son, who, you know, for all intents and purposes, is probably like in a mental state that's just not healthy at all at this point.
I'll try it. You're doing okay. You're doing okay. You're all right. He at home now. Okay, good. Hey, he fucked up. He fucked up, though. He fucked up. He got to learn his lesson.
Now, I'm not a person who subscribes to the ideology that you are always a product of, like, your upbringing. Like, have you ever seen a situation where, I don't know, a grown adult does some bad action and then they question how this person was raised? I'm not a fan of that because it takes away from all the good things that have been done by parents, by other adults in people's lives that got them to the point that they are. Now that I got that little preface out, that is not applicable to this Raja and Rampage situation. It is super strange.
It definitely ain't, because this man is like, I don't want to say the worst father on video camera, but I'm really trying to think of any other fathers on video camera. Like, this is like Honey Boo Boo's mom, but in male form. Like, that's what Rampage is. And that's ridiculous. I don't think any male should have that much feeling one way or another about their son's, like, career or stuff like that. That's like, you're too invested, man. But in the wrong way.
And it's something that is kind of being swept under the rug, how in real time to massive amounts of audiences, Rampage Jackson is just saying super duper weird and probably disgusting things to his son, and nobody's really calling it out. Now, not saying that it excuses any of the behavior that Raja is doing. That's the last time I'm gonna say that. But listen to how Rampage Jackson is talking about cutting Raja Jackson off for weeks at a time. Like, this is right after the event.
I talked to him after the shit happened, and he hid the fact that he did this shit. And he put my other kids at danger based off what the other people said. I just can't talk to him right now. I just can't. I'm not saying I'm never going to talk to him again. I just can't talk to him right now. I need some time. I'm dealing with his attorneys and all this shit. I'm very disappointed in Roger. Like, yeah, I'm not a perfect parent, so I don't know what's the protocol to how much time you stop from talking to your son when he fucking goes out there and hurt somebody. He put a guy in a fucking hospital.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of help here, Rampage. There is never a time when, especially your son going through an incident like this, should you ever abandon him. One of the gripes that he had in his monologue after leaving is that he feels as a lot of people aren't on his side. He feels as that he doesn't have people in his corner. He feels as that he is alone. Don't double down and prove this right now by abandoning him in his time of need and only communicating through the lawyers.
Yeah, I would say that this whole Raja and Rampage thing, it just makes the whole him assaulting the wrestler, it just makes that situation 10 times worse, because it makes you zero in on when you're looking for reasons and excuses why homeboy here has such mental issues. It only points one place, bro. Like, you have an abusive verbal a verbally abusive father. Like, and it's not a little bit verbally abusive.
Think I'm always playing and call me and no, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for myself because I'm tired of everybody playing with me, bro.
It's clear as day that he cares about you, your opinions, and what you think. But you deciding to step away from the situation right now is not the best thing in the world. And I see by watching you, you are the reason for the whole family having accountability issues. You talk about how all these people have this blame, but one person.
Everybody was wrong. Roger was the most wrong. Everybody was wrong, but none of this shit ever would have happened if Syko Stu never hit my son on the back of the head with a can that they was drinking beer out of, and then grabbed him by the neck, asked him to sell it. If that never happened, none of this shit never happened. And the promoters was wrong for putting an outsider inside a motherfucking pro wrestling match. Everybody's wrong. It's the dumbest thing I ever seen.
And you're right. Everybody is wrong. I think that there was a little oversight from the wrestlers, the wrestling promotion that, you know, had Stu and Raja in that situation. I definitely think Raja was wrong. I mean, he beat the man black and blue. But what about the responsibility that you hold? Now, Rampage Jackson is doing a good job of, you know, flipping the script and on the back end cleaning it up, doing what a responsible dad does. He paid the $50,000 worth of bail. He's going on these interviews, kind of taking the conversation away from Raja. He's the one being front facing, and he's even volunteering to pay for all of the medical expenses from
That's good. I mean, it's necessary for sure.
Stu that he suffered.
Like he said, it's the least that he owes him.
Once Raja put him in the hospital.
Can I nominate an American to get his smile back? Yeah. His name is Syko Stu. I pay for that out of my pocket. You the man. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. I'm waiting for him to call me back.
Okay, sure thing.
Look, I'm not trying to take away the fact that Raja did what he did. I mean, he sat there and let a chat full of internet kids rage bait him into jumping on stage and beating a man until, you know, he passed out. But ultimately what I am saying is that Rampage is not as scot-free as he's saying. We need to start investigating the source and what roles they play in these conversations, because as I look at some more footage of Rampage Jackson, it's clear as day to me that the way that he treats his son is playing a big role in his son's life.
My son's a vegan because he's a...
Why hasn't he fought in 2 years?
Whoa. Well, like, who says that about their kid, bro? Who straight up just calls their kid a bitch? Oh my God, bro. The toxic parenting is beyond me. I know I wouldn't want Rampage Jackson. I don't give a fuck how much money you come with. I wouldn't want you to be my dad.
Because Roger's a vegan. And
What's your problem with the vegan stuff?
because I don't think you should be a fighter and a vegan. I just don't believe a vegan that has to cut a lot of weight should be a fighter. I don't care if Roger ever fight again. As soon as I find he's vegan, I don't care if he ever fight again.
Ngannou Jackson is gonna be the son that I always wanted. He's gonna be a meat eater and a lover. And he's gonna fight. He's gonna be the epitome of me. Something that you ain't.
Why you stepping on my shoes?
That is crazy, bro. That is crazy to say to your kid. Oh my God. See what I'm talking about, though.
Oh, look, I forgot to tie my shoe good. Can you help me out with that? Nigga like they do from Fat Avenue. Yuck mouth from Fat Avenue.
I don't know, maybe I'm too mature for some of these conversations, but we never talk about the impact that a lot of this negative focused content can have on the actual people that are suffering from these things. I'm talking about the people that get bullied. I'm talking about the people who are the butt of the joke. I'm talking about the...
I definitely blame Rampage for 50% of his son's actions. At least 50% of his son's actions. Just watching the last clips that we just saw. Did you not just learn from Rampage? If you're a Raja, did you just not learn from Rampage how to disrespect people in public? How to be a habitual line stepper in public? He learned that all this shit from his father. This is why what happened. Rampage, you taught your son this.
people who get constantly, and I mean constantly, made fun of on the internet. You don't think that that's something that is going to harbor in their hearts? Like, there's not going to be some anger, some hatred, some sort of animosity that builds up in their hearts?
That shit pissed me off, and I'm gonna have to get them back. They said I can go in the ring and get his ass. I don't even know what I'm gonna do to him. I'm gonna fake crash out. All right, bet. It's always been my dream to fuck up a pro wrestler for real. So I get it today. Am I really gonna fight him? Yeah, I'm gonna punch his ass.
That's a
too.
sick
How many
comment to
subs
make.
knock him out? That's a good question. 50 subs, knock him out. If he hits me back for real, I don't give a fuck. I want him to. Y'all want me to teabag him? People think this shit's sweet. People think this shit's a fucking game. My dad can't never call me a bitch.
That father-son relationship is a very unique one. It's filled with a lot of pressure from the outside, from the inside, from the parents to the children, and then ultimately, if the children don't have that positive outlet, they lash out. There's only one man in your life that you want to impress, and that is your dad. So I could understand why Raja would be so upset and so attached at the same time to his dad, who was constantly bullying him, constantly harassing him, constantly treating him like shit. Ultimately, I honestly think that Raja Jackson needs a level of healing, and I'm glad that there are others out there that can see my perspective and not just flip it on its head and say, nah, man, he's just a bad guy. He's bad, but he needs help.
When he was in that ring and I seen him take out all that anger, I'm like, he's fighting his dad right now.
Yes, that's trauma. That's a blackout. Yes.
That is so true. That is so true. I see that. I see that now. After getting all these clips, and a great job to this guy put this together, ohmeezzy. Great job on the content, man. But yeah, looking back now at all these clips, for sure, he was swinging at his dad. He was beating the shit out of his dad in that ring. Right, Rampage, you better watch your back. If he could, he'd knock your teeth out. That man would pile drive you. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, can you blame him? Can you blame him? I know I can't. I don't really need to see anymore. Today was a good video, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.